Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So people, I am talking about the blue zones. This is number 2. Yesterday, I talked about Loma Linda, California, which is so fabulous and have a lot of healthy people there, largely due to their faith, the Seventh-day Adventist. I pray that's right. Anyway, there's 4 other blue zones. This is number 2, and this is in Sardinia. Is it Sardinia? I know it's Italy. Anyway, I was accidentally saying Puerto Rico, and it's Costa Rica that has a blue zone, and then Greece and Japan. So yeah, let's get into it. For those of you who don't know, and one moment on the technical difficulty, this is Sardinia, Italy. A blue zone is where the people tend to easily make it to 100 years old. It's a cluster of people. Like in Loma Linda, I think the population there is 110,000 or something, but 9,000 of them readily make it to the 100-year mark. And they don't just live to 100, but they live well. They're totally able. They're still mentally stable. They can participate in life. And there's many reasons for that. And I shared many of them yesterday, where it came down to community and faith and eating more plants and drinking more water and getting in some moderate exercise and ensuring that, you're involved in the community and things like that. So let's go ahead and see what day 2 in Sardinia, Italy looks like. And it reads, set up your lifestyle and environment like a Sardinian centenarian, that means 100 years, to live a longer, healthier life. Follow these practices follow these practices that promote habits that can keep you living well to 100 plus. I would say I'm at the halfway mark of my life. I better get on with it because I'm going to be easily 100 plus, and it needs to be quality of life. Let's be fair. Unless Jesus comes first, and you know me, I tell him all the time, yo, Jesus, what up? He's like, Juliana, you do know you're talking to the creator of the universe. My bad. All right. This says, eat a lean, plant-based diet accented with meat. So again, these aren't vegetarians. Forgive me, they are wait. Vegetarian is eggs and cheese, right? Anyway, they mostly eat vegetarian. If they have meat at all, it's what we were taught our whole life, that just one little fist worth, 3 ounces, is a portion of meat, and that it's only to complement the meal that you're eating. It's not supposed to be the meal. And if you followed me, I remember when I told you how my husband actually completed that challenge in Texas, where you get your picture on the wall if you consume 72-ounce steak with all the fixings, like all the sides. That's 6 pounds, man. Whew. He could not do it today. He teases me all the time. He's like, you're turning me into a California fruit nut girl, person. And I'm like, sorry, honey. But yeah, it was only a couple years ago. I was eating triple cheeseburgers with bacon and everything. So, I can relate. I'm just so glad it's not my truth anymore. All right, so the classic Sardinian diet consists of whole grain breads, beans, garden vegetables, fruits, and in some parts of the island, mastic oil. And that'll be true when we look at Greek as well, in Greece, where I'm sure they can talk about olive oil. And of course, this is Italy, and olive oil is a big deal in Italy, but these guys go with mastic oil. I am not familiar. And then, again, I'll include this in the description of the video, but they do have the wheel of percentages of what they consume. And it says how Sardinian centenarians, again, 100-year-olds, ate for most of their lives. Okay, 5% for meat, fish, or poultry. Only 5%. Like, get a grip on that, right? 4% on legumes, 3% on added sugar. That's like 1% more than the Loma Linda people who claim that they only have 2% of added sugar. Again, that is nothing, nothing. They really keep it in moderation on these things that are detrimental when you think of SOFAs, right? Which is salt, oil, fat, like overt fats, alcohol, and sugar. So very moderate. Only 2% on added fats and 1% on fruits, which I don't even understand that, because you can imagine, I mean, I'm a frugivore, I love my fruit. 1% on fruit, like out of the whole picture. I'll be interested to see how these percentages add up. But in the list, it literally said whole grain bread, then beans, then garden vegetables, then fruit. So what would 1% look like? Okay, so it says 12% vegetables, 26% dairy, and there's a asterisk saying primarily sheep and goat's milk, and that is different than cow's milk. It is. It affects the body differently. I'll have to do a talk on that. I don't promote it anyway. I'm a zero milk girl, even when I wasn't vegan or plant-based, because I have lactose intolerance for that overall, but I can handle it in things, certainly in ice cream, right? I know it's ironic, but it creates a different enzyme or something, and I was able to do it. And then it also says the most common source of grains for them is barley. So not wheat, it's barley. And yeah, 47% whole grains. Wow. I'm a bread girl. I would be loving that. 47% whole grain, 26 dairy, 12 vegetables, 5 meat, 4 legumes, 3 sugar, 2 added fats, and 1% fruit. Hooey whatty? Let's get in there. Okay, so it reads, Sardinians also traditionally eat okay, forgive me. After teaching all day, it's amazing I have any brain cells left. And for the amount of stress I had today, Jules, you are holding up. Thank you so much. Okay, pecorino, Pecorino, pecorino cheese, made from grass-fed sheep, whose cheese is high in omega-3 fatty acids. Meat is largely reserved for Sundays and special occasions. That is straight up smart right there. Because think about it, in the vegan community, they say, please just meat-free Monday, let alone meat-free for 6 days and only enjoying it on the Sabbath or that one day a week. Okay, so their first goal is put family first. Would that it be true, right? Remember in the, not that we lived it per se, but, you know, back in the day where families still lived together, where the grandparents still lived there, where there was a side house for, you know, Aunt Susie, and, you know, where everybody kind of shared a property and shared values and shared support of one another, right? Oh my goodness. So put family first. Sardinia's strong family values help assure that every member of the family is cared for. So important. People who live in strong, healthy families suffer lower rates of depression, suicide, and stress. And someone could say, are you kidding me? I'd be suicidal if I had to live with my family. What they find is that you would actually fight so ferociously that you would live longer. Trust me, you'd stick around to fight. Oh, you know what I was just remembering? Forget it. I'll save it for next time. Okay, number 2, celebrate elders. Grandparents can provide love, childcare, financial help, wisdom, and expectations and motivations to perpetuate traditions and push children to succeed in their lives. This may all add up to a healthier, better adjusted, and longer lived children. It may give the overall population a life expectancy bump. I love that. Next one, take walk. Walking 5 miles a day, that's 10,000 steps overall, right? Walking 5 miles a day or more, as Sardinian shepherds do, provides all the cardiovascular benefits you might expect and also has a positive effect on muscle and bone metabolism without the joint pounding of running marathons or triathlons, of course. And think about that. They're not walking on a flat sidewalk. You know, you can imagine shepherds and stuff, they're getting all of it. And walking on there is a hyperlink, right? Okay, so like I said, of course, I'm going to include this in the description of the video, but I went ahead and clicked on that hyperlink for walking. And, you know, it was saying, of course, if you know about the lymphatic system at all, it's imperative that we keep the body moving, that we get those muscles going. They recommended a minimum of 5 minutes per hour to just make sure that you're absolutely moving. What they said, what was interesting, and I've been hearing this lately, is that it's not as effective to just suddenly pound out all that exercise at once. It's better to incorporate it throughout the day. So whether you have to park a little further away, you know, whether you have to, like for me, especially in this heat and everything else, I try and hurry up and do laps in my classroom, you know, at recess, because I love to walk on the track, but I can't do it right now. And another thing that they said was, you know, sitting is for 5 hours, like if you sit within 5 hours. And some of the people in the talk were saying that's nothing. Like their little, you know, warner will go off going, you've been sitting for an hour, you haven't moved in an hour. And they're like, wait, what? Is that it's equivalent to a pack of cigarettes on the body. So yeah, it says take that 5 miles a day or more. Sardinian shepherds used to do it, but not so much with just running the marathon or the triathlon. Incorporate a little bit each day. Drink a glass or 2 of red wine daily. This is a hard no for me. I'm a recovered alcoholic. And I did say recovered. I don't consider myself an alcoholic if I'm not participating in alcohol. If I dared to, trust me, it's a big story. I will save that story for another day. I just don't recommend it, okay? But anyway, Sardinians drink wine moderately. Cananau, it's Canonau, Cananau wine, and it's a hyperlink, has 2 or 3 times the level of artery scrubbing flavonoids as other wines. So again, it's not just about the alcohol. It's not just about the meat. I mean, it's not just about the milk. You saw that. The milk isn't from a cow, you know, it's from a goat. Their meat is grass-fed, literally, on the hills where they live. The wine is 3 times the flavonoids as a standard, ridiculous wine produced by many. Moderate wine consumption may help explain the lower levels of stress, at least among the men. Laugh with friends. Men in the Blue Zone region are famous for their sardonic sense of humor. They gather in the streets each afternoon to laugh with and at each other. Laughter reduces stress, which can lower one's risk of cardiovascular disease. You know, I don't get migraines anymore, and I'm so grateful, and I attribute a lot of that to the plant-based diet, but inevitably on the days that I get a severe migraine, at some point I would realize I forgot to laugh. Like my face was so intense, my head was so intense, my number 11s, right, were like, because I had forgotten to laugh. I took everything so serious, I forgot to laugh, and today I kind of forgot to laugh. Again, I don't have the headache to accompany it. I'm so grateful for the plant-based diet, but I had a really difficult day. You know, I was challenged in many ways. I was threatened by someone, and it was a very difficult day for me. I wanted to binge over it all day long. Praise God I didn't act on that. In fact, I ate less because it was just safer for me to eat less. You know, I have the gift of the diet, right? Meaning the way of eating, the best way of eating. But my approach to it remains a compulsive, addictive behavior. And not everyone has to deal with that, but I do. So yeah, when I hurt, I probably didn't laugh. Again, drink goat's milk. Hi, vegan. Do not want to infringe on animals. But it says a glass of goat's milk contains components that might help protect against inflammatory disease of aging, such as heart disease and Alzheimer's, and that's a hyperlink. And this is an excerpt from Blue Zone's Lessons for Living Longer from the People Who Lived the Longest by Dan Buettner in 2008. And yeah, that's the whole story for these people. So let's go back. They put family first. They celebrate elders. They take a walk. They drink a glass or two of red wine daily. They laugh with friends. They drink goat's milk. My gosh, so incredible. And yeah, here's this guy still doing push-ups at 100, right? I'm going to save that image for the video. Anyway, that's it, my friends. This was just part 2 in the blue zones and why we should go for it. You know? What do you guys think? I'm going to say my usual, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed, my friends, and we can live like blue zoners. Party at 100, my house.